How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today, we have to take a look at what's happening tomorrow and actually throughout the rest of the week because tomorrow is a big day. It's one that could definitely send the market up in one way or the other. So we're going to give a little brief rundown on what to expect for tomorrow and over the coming week. And we're going to take a look at why the market is falling right now. There are a couple different reasons. Also take a look at some deals in the market and some other news. If you guys don't mind hitting the like button, I appreciate that. Helps out the channel, pushes this video to more people. Hitting the subscribe button will also make it so that you can see all the future videos. You get pushed them a little bit more often. So if you like it and you haven't already hit subscribe, I would suggest doing that. Also, there's a link down there to FTX. It's one of the best places to buy and sell crypto. You can there get free crypto on every trade over $10. And like I said, they have some of the lowest fees out there. Also, they are doing something pretty cool, which is they are giving you some 1-minute instruction videos on different parts of crypto. So if you want a short explainer video on what is Bitcoin, what are stablecoins, what are smart contracts, that kind of thing, you can get that. Now, going on to the first piece of news, I guess this kind of deals with FTX too. Robinhood finally rolled out the crypto wallet for 2 million customers on the waitlist. I don't want to talk bad about any app, but we know that Robinhood has definitely pulled some sketchy stuff. So if you want to transfer your crypto out of there, I would suggest FTX. Now, the market is down today. And I talked about this in a video yesterday that we are about to lose a key support area. And we lost the 50-day moving average for Bitcoin, which was around 41,800 or so. Now we're below that. We're holding right around 41,000. We're trying to hold that. If not, it's probably going down to 40K. And then from there, maybe 38.5 or so. So take a deep breath, right? We are still at 41,000. If we look just a month or two back, we were around 34,000. Everyone thought the end of the world was happening in crypto. Some people thought we were falling back down to 10,000 or 20,000. Some people were saying even less than that. We had a war that was just breaking out. We're in a different place now. A lot of positive things have happened. It's just nothing that's super catchy. And I think there are a couple reasons the market is down right now. For example, we have the general stock market down. NASDAQ's down 1.6%. You can see that the Dow is also down 0.5%, S&P 500 down 1.1%. Why is this happening? Well, I think there are a variety of reasons that could be happening, but the biggest one I think is because the CPI data comes out tomorrow. So 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, we have the CPI data to look forward to. So we can expect about a 0.5 point raise in CPI. Now, this is going to be supposedly the last month before we start falling down. That would be very positive. And you can see that March of last year, we had a big jump into April. So that explains a little bit of it, is that we have easier comps for a year ago. And we should start falling down. Now, who knows what's going to happen with Ukraine and Russia, how that will affect the CPI data, because they are big exporters of a couple big items like wheat, like natural gas. So hopefully it doesn't affect us that much. And hopefully we continue to go down and down and down from here, because I think that would be quite positive. Now, we also have bank earnings. So I know it's crazy. It's that time of the quarter again that we're starting to get earnings again. We have JP Morgan Chase on Wednesday. We have Delta Airlines, BlackRock. We also have Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, Citi, Morgan Stanley. So almost all of the big banks. You can see even more big banks down here on Wednesday and Thursday of this week. So a lot of people watch them to figure out what consumers are doing. Are they taking out lines of credit? Are they trading? What is happening in the economy? How strong is it? And that's a good gauge for what we might see from the rest of the earnings. And that can definitely affect stocks. And because the stock market and crypto are so related, it also affects crypto. Now, we did see some pretty large liquidations just yesterday. So you can see here, we saw about $70 million worth of longs liquidated. Over the last few days, we've seen a decent amount. You can see 102 million just a few days ago. So people are on extreme leverage right now. If you look here, a while ago, we were talking about how it was a really high amount of leverage when we were around like 0.2. We had big drops, like from 54,000 here down to 49,000. And some of these were happening within hours or an hour. We were getting a lot of the longs liquidated, but take a look at what we're at now. We're actually at the highest rate that I've seen before, and that's 0.2489, so almost 0.25% leverage ratio. Now, we're still floating around the same price. We're actually going down in price as the leverage is getting higher. So I wonder if some of this is short, because you can have shorts. Remember, they're on leverage as well. And sometimes we see that, for example, back here when the price was pushing up very quickly, just at the end of last month, a lot of shorts were getting liquidated. So it wouldn't be surprising to me to figure out that it's just a lot of shorts on leverage here. Now, we got the next week of asset flows. This is from the investor report, and this is coming from some of the largest institutional investors out there. You can see this is the first week in a couple weeks that we've seen significant outflows, actually. We had significant inflows at the end of last month. Now we're seeing 134 million coming out. Now, most of this, almost all of it, is coming from Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can see Bitcoin is the majority with almost 90% of the outflows. Then Ethereum has a little bit of outflows, and then Ripple also has some outflows. But some money is still flowing into multi-asset, Solana, Litecoin, Polkadot. And again, this is just from institutional investors, so there are other investors out there. Even though money's flowing into Solana, it can still fall because other people sell it. So this is interesting. I think maybe some people are just getting ready for the next report, getting ready for the CPI data report, And I think, as time goes on, these will average out, right? There's some big fluctuations recently. I think everyone's just trying to figure out what's going to happen over the next few months, whether it's Russia and Ukraine, whether it is inflation, whether it is how fast the Fed is going to rate hike. And they're just trying to gauge where crypto is going to be, and that can flip within a few weeks. So that is where we're at now on digital asset funds. Now, I think it's important to remember some positives, right? There could be a lot of catalysts that push us up. First of all, I covered this yesterday, but I still think it's so important. More protocols like Luna are buying Bitcoin. You can see that Luna now has accumulated a lot of Bitcoin, nearly 40,000 Bitcoin, and they have plans to buy a significant amount still, about $1.3 billion worth. And we could also have a spot Bitcoin ETF approved, new country legal tender, Petro Bitcoin as Russia receives payments, simple supply crisis. So there's a lot of things that could happen that could push Bitcoin up. And I think it's important to remember, right? It kind of sucks when you put money in and crypto falls or stocks fall. It sucks to see something that you just put in go down in value. But remember the long term. Remember not just the next week, the next month, but the next 5 years. Where is Bitcoin going to be? I was at the Bitcoin conference, and nearly everyone, of course we're at a Bitcoin conference, but nearly everyone had high price targets, like these speakers. The lowest one that I heard was around 300,000 in 2029, and most of them were in the $1 million to $5 million range by 2029. And the fact is that if we get anywhere in there, you're going to get a great rate of return. Even if we just go up to $300,000, think about that. That's an 8x on your money from here. That's better than you'll do anywhere else. So even if we don't get massive gains in the short term, remember, you're buying one of the hardest assets, the hardest asset out there. You can't inflate it. It is protection from government. It's protection from inflation. And it's a great asset to hold. It's going to be able to be used very quickly, very efficiently compared to all other legacy systems in finance. So just remember what you're buying and try not to get too caught up in the short term. I was amazed by how many people didn't even look at Bitcoin's price while we were there because they know the future growth that's going to come. They don't care about the day-to-day fluctuations. Now, we do have some other cryptos that are down a decent amount too. Let's just take a look at the 24-hour here. Bitcoin, 4.2%. This is the great thing about putting most of your money in Bitcoin. Even though it hurts when the market's up, you can see when the market's down, you hold a lot better. Ethereum down 6.7%, BNB down 5.1%. So you can see Solana is also down, Terra is down. Pretty much everything across the board is down 5 to 10% or so of the top cryptos. Now, I am planning to continuously DCA like I've been doing. I'm planning on the majority of my money going into Bitcoin, but then also buying a little bit of Solana and Terra. Those are two of my favorite cryptos out there. You can see they're both down about 25% just this week. So it's a great time to accumulate for the long term, but I'm still focusing most of my crypto into Bitcoin. I think most investors are doing that. Now, if you're watching this, maybe you're not doing that, but after talking with so many people at the Bitcoin conference, not just people that are Bitcoin maxis, but people that work for different crypto companies and are YouTubers, almost all of their money is going to Bitcoin or is in Bitcoin right now in terms of their crypto portfolio. That is by far their largest allocation, and it's not even close for the majority of people. Now, I want to hear your thoughts on this underneath the video. Let me know what your largest allocation is. I think everyone wants to be able to get in on a 5 or 10 or 100x in some smaller crypto, but you have to remember that comes with a good amount of risk as well, especially in these uncertain times. Let me know your thoughts. Also, there is that link down to FTX, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.